Hey, love bugs. Welcome to a review video of doing division, long division. This video is going to be specifically looking at place the first or traditional division. If you were hoping to get more in depth on box division, please take a peek at the other video. They are both there and they're done separately. All right, let's dive in. So we are looking at place the first division. And when we are talking about place the first division, you have often heard of this called long division, traditional division. This is probably the one that your grown-ups are most comfortable with and the one that they probably are using to help you at home. And looking at the steps, pretty similar to box division. Both of them, we start off with dividing. Then we're going to multiply, subtract, bring down. But what does that mean? When we're dividing, we're asking ourselves, how many groups can we take? We're going to look at 2-digit divisors and 1-digit divisors in this video, but for our mini lesson, we're going to walk through a 2-digit. So we're starting off with how many groups can I take? And the groups are going to be dependent on the number that is out front of the house. So for this problem, 264 divided by 12, I'm looking to see how many groups of 12 I can take from my number. And I'm going to start by looking at that first digit. So how many groups of 12 can I take from 2? 0. If the number inside is smaller, I cannot take it. So I'm going to slide over and now I'm going to include the 6. And I'm looking at how many groups of 12 can I take from 26. I want to see how many groups I can take without going over. For this one, the closest that I can get is 2. As we're getting into these bigger numbers where you may not know your times tables, I suggest getting a piece of paper and you can bring it with you to class. You don't have to remake it every time, but write out your times tables. And I can do my 12s and say, all right, if I'm looking to see how close I can get, I look and see, well, how many 12s would it take? And I can make myself a little multiplication chart to use in class. So for this one, 12 times 2 is going to be the closest I can get. 12 times 3 is 36. That's too big. So that's my division. How many groups is the divide? I'm going to put that on top. Next step then is to multiply. When I'm multiplying, I'm saying if I'm taking 2 groups of 12, how many am I taking in total? So 2 times 12 is 24. I'm taking 2 groups of 12, but that means I'm actually taking 24 pieces. Now I'm going to subtract. I'm going to do that taking away step. If I had 26, I take away 24. I'm left with 2. Following our steps, our next part is to bring down. But something that could be super helpful is after you subtract, I want you just to take a second and say, is my answer less than what is outside of the house? It's a quick check to make sure you took as many groups as you could. When we subtracted, we had 2 left. 2 is smaller than 12, so yes, I absolutely can continue on. Bring down my 4. Now I'm going to go back to the beginning of my steps and repeat. How many groups of 12 can I take from 24? I can take 2 because 2 times 12 is 24. If I'm taking 24 away, how much is left? 24 minus 24 is 0. There are no numbers left inside of our division house. We've subtracted down to 0. This means that we are done. Remember, if we had a number below and it was less than 12, that would be our remainder. So let's take a look at a couple of examples here and go through the steps. You can write the steps across the top. You also have that printable anchor chart that's in the classroom for you. We are going to divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. So let's take our first problem. Let's start out by looking at a 1-digit divisor. We're going to start with 689 divided by 9. So our groups are these numbers outside. So how many groups of 9 can I take out of 6? I can't. But how many groups of 9 can I take out of 68? I can do 7 because 7 times 9 is 63. I always want to get as close as I can without going over. Now I'm going to subtract. I can use these as little check marks to keep me on track. 68 minus 63 is 5. Do my double check, is 5 less than 9? Yes, so I can bring down my 9. And then I'm going to repeat. So I go back. How many groups of 9 can I take out of 59? I can do 6 because 6 times 9 is 54. Subtract 59 minus 54 is 5. Is 5 less than 9? Yes. Is there anything left up top to bring down? No, we have a remainder of 5. My answer is 76, remainder of 5. Let's say I wanted to check my work, which is always best practice. I'm going to take my answer. I'm going to multiply it by my groups. 6 times 9 is 54. 9 times 7 is 63. Add 5 is 68. Don't forget to add your remainder. If they match, you're on the right track. All right, let's take a look at one more of this style. We are going to do 4,730 divided by 8. We're going to divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat, or remainder. Starting with our groups of 8. How many groups of 8 can I take out of 4? I can't. It's smaller. But I can take them out of 47. I can take out 5 because 5 times 8 is 40. Subtract. 47 minus 40 leaves me with 7. Is 7 smaller than 8? Yes, that's great. I can bring down my next digit. And I'm going to start again. How many groups of 8 can I take out of 73? 9. Because 9 times 8 is 72. Subtract. 73 minus 72 is 1. Is 1 smaller than 8? Yep, that's great. Bring down your last digit. How many groups of 8 can I take out of 10? 1, because 1 times 8 is 8. Subtract. 10 minus 8 is 2. Is 2 less than 8? Yep, that's great. Anything left to bring down? No, this is our remainder. We have a remainder of 2. Can I check my work? Absolutely. I take my answer times my groups. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 9 is 72. 8 times 5 is 40. Add 7 is 47. Don't forget to add your remainder. If they match, you're on the right track. All right, loves, let's take a look at one more example where we have a 2-digit divisor. So divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. Let's take a look at 3,036 divided by 12. Again, if it is helpful to you, in the side, I can do 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. I can do my skip counts to give myself a little bit of my times tables if I don't know my 12s. A lot of times that's where we get stuck. So taking the time to write out my skip counting can really be helpful when we get stuck on the facts. All right, let's dive in. Remember that these digits stay together, so I'm taking groups of 12. How many groups of 12 can I take out of 3? I can't, but I can take it out of 30. I can take out 2. Right here, the second number is 24. 2 times 12 is 24. When I subtract, I'm left with 6. Is 6 smaller than 12? Absolutely. I can bring down my next digit. How many groups of 12 can I take out of 63? Well, right here I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to be the closest I can get. 5 times 12 is 60. Subtract 63 minus 60 is 3. Is 3 smaller than 12? Absolutely. Bring down your last digit. How many groups of 12 can I take out of 36? I see right here that it's my third. 3 times 12 is 36. Subtract for 0. My answer is 253. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to bring them to class. Good luck, mathletes.